Colorado came up short against Arizona by a score of 34-31 to give them their fourth straight loss and drop them now to 4-6 on the year. Okay.
That 5 looking hot, boy. That 5 looking good.
Yeah, my brother did call it. He gave them 5, but they got 2 games. 2 games to try to go get bowl eligible. Okay. But before we talk about that, we're gonna talk about this particular game. Okay. But before we even do that, we need y'all to hit that subscribe button, okay? I am your homeboy first. That is my brother, Tim G. Jacob, the honorable one. And this is the realest, most entertaining show in the game. Put it on some. Again, hit that subscribe button, share, put all you people on it, okay? Yeah. T. Came up short, dog. Alejandro Mata did something that I haven't seen him do. He missed a field goal. Only time I had seen that young blood miss is if somebody blocked it. Okay. So what were your takeaways, dog, on this particular game versus Arizona?
Jonah Coleman.
Okay.
Jonah Coleman and some more Jonah Coleman. That young man runt the ball yesterday.
11 carries, 179 yards.
Massively impressive. And that is the big difference there. And that I think it was the last drive. They just turned around and said, here you go. We've been getting it all night. Why we ain't gonna get it now? You know, so I mean, when you're averaging 16 a clip, that's Tecmo Bowl right there, baby.
And that's crazy too.
That's Bo Jackson, LA Raiders type stuff right there. You got going on.
They don't know about that. They weren't
there.
They were not there, T.
But the OGs should educate them. I'm educating my boy. He didn't see me play Super Tecmo Bowl up in this thing.
Right.
He know what it is. But and Tecmo Bowl. I got the Tecmo Bowl too. But it's just he just ran the ball. Fafita didn't do anything. I mean, he did what he normally has been doing here in the last few games. Arizona has been my surprise team in college football. They've just been surprising. I mean, I don't think I've seen a 7-3 Arizona team coming, to be honest with you. I mean, they were one of those teams that was kind of the cellar in the basement of the Pac-12. You know, one of those teams that not a lot of people really just looked at, paid attention to, but man, they've been impressive. And between Fafita and Coleman, which I believe he kind of took the job, so to speak. They had a couple other backs that I think got injured, banged up or something, and I either fell on the depth chart or whatever. But this Coleman kid just said, look here, just hand that ball to me. I got it. But other takeaways though, man, the physicality of Arizona showed up. Shows you clearly the difference between Colorado and Arizona. But Colorado did do some really good things in the air. Shedeur was on point. You know, running game wasn't there, of course, but they did what their strengths were, and it almost got them a win. Their strengths is to move, pass the ball, spread it out. They had, I believe it was 8 guys catch a ball yesterday. You know, everybody's getting involved. You know, I mean, it was looking like one of them. Okay. And then, you know, unfortunate special teams play at the end with Mata, you know, something that's very rare from him, honestly, but he missed it. And Arizona went down and finished it off. But to me, the physicality of Arizona, I didn't really like the way Colorado attacked Arizona per se on defense. I didn't see that head hunting. I think there was some plays where it looked like they were waiting for it to happen to them versus kind of disrupting and kind of just blowing it up, you know. And I don't know if that was just play design or what, but that they really just seemed like they were just kind of on their heels waiting for the action to come to them instead of just flying on the ball and trying to, you know, disrupt and make plays. So and that got them a couple times. And then I did see young Travis Hunter get mossed. We have to recognize that over here.
Okay.
This is show. Young Hunter got.
Okay. Let me ask you something about that since we're there. Off camera, we were discussing real quick. We were discussing the Stanford game and the
Ayamano,
that kid, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The Stanford wide receiver who went dumb, okay?
Yeah.
And when he did that, I had said previously that he was single-handedly trying to drop Travis's draft grade as a cornerback. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, this is Travis's sophomore year now.
Mm-hmm.
Which one are you giving him a higher draft grade on? Him as a wide receiver or a cornerback?
Clearly, wide receiver. Clearly.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly. I mean, heck, he again. To me, he looked a lot better at corner at Jackson State. But of course, you talk about competition. You could talk about the caliber of players. You could get into all of that. But I personally think his draft grade as a receiver is better. I think that's where they will be like, look, we want you here on this side of the ball. His frame is still a little, his frame is kind of it's still a young frame, and I think he could do more service as a receiver than at a corner. That's just where I'm at. And let's for context for these people out here who think this kid the Ayamano kid just did that and didn't do anything else. Mm-hmm. No, he does play on a very porous Stanford team, but the kid got 100 against Washington. I think he had like 8 for 90 against UCLA. Then he had like 100 yesterday against Oregon State, and they were outclassed in that game too. But the kid gets numbers. Mm-hmm. So it ain't like he just did 293 on Colorado and just fell off the face of the earth. The kid can play. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I'd have to say wide receiver for Travis for me.
Yeah. For him to get better as a cornerback, what do you see he needs to improve on? Just get a little more size on him, hit them weights a little hard.
I think size. I do think too. When's the last time? I mean, we've seen Chuck Wood do it, play both ways, mm-hmm. play both sides of the ball. But I wonder if NFL scouts will start to kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, you great over here, but yet you ain't this over there. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I think he should just focus on one side of the ball. Get out there every now and then if he wants to be the corner, if that's what his trade is, if that's what he goes and gets his groceries with every day, then he needs to just go focus on being a corner. Mm-hmm. Throw him in 20 plays or so at wide receiver. He shouldn't have to get a full gamut of offensive looks, mm-hmm. but throw him in there. But if he's going to focus on being a corner, focus on being a corner. And but I mean, I get it. They're trying to display this kid's talents. That's mm-hmm. fine. But I think he should just focus on one side of the ball mainly, kind of like Chuck Wood did. That's the way I would like to see him go about it.
I'm looking at it right now. He was tied for the lead in receptions in this game. He caught 5 balls. Mr. Weaver caught 5 balls. Mr. Weaver caught 5 for 84 yards. Travis caught 5 for 74 yards.
Yep. So
it ain't like even with Prime, when Prime played for y'all and then in the Cowboys, if he came out there wide receiver, he wasn't the main. Of course, y'all had Jerry World Rice here. And then of course the Cowboys had Michael Irvin, mm-hmm. Alvin Harper.
Yeah.
Alvin Harper. Y'all had Brent Jones, tight end.
John Taylor. Back in the day.
Yeah, that's too far back.
It's too far back.
They had Cowboys had Jay Novacek.
Yeah.
So it was like when Prime came in, he wasn't like one of the main options. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
But like when this motherfucker come in, He's a main option for Shador. Like Shador be looking for this man.
Yeah, but I think that's based on the relationship they've had from last year and then to now. I mean, but Jimmy Horn is good. Jimmy Horn Jr. just as good. Weaver. I mean, they got some other kids, man.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, though, I wonder how much juice, how much gas is being taken out of the kid in terms of his usage on offense, and then he going over the defense. Is he conditioned enough to give 100% every snap on both sides of the ball? If he is, he just a different breed. I don't know.
I say personally, stay with receiver. I think that'll get him the money. I think that'll be that's where he's it. If corners his passion, cool. But me personally, I think he should stick with being a receiver. If you want to throw him in on some packages, that's fine defensively because he's got some gifts. But to me, receiver is where he belongs. That's where he belongs.
Who getting the better deals in the league now, T? The corners or the receivers getting the better deals now? Or what?
I'm trying to think now.
Top corner.
Who went after some money here lately? Corner wise.
I'm gonna try to look it up. All right, so I just found the wide receivers. T, I'll let you handle the DBs, okay? I got Tyreek at $30 million a year. Devontae Adams at $28 million a year. Cooper Kupp. Oh, folks forgot about Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp still getting some money. $26.7 million a year. AJ Brown getting $25 million a year. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth person coming in. And they actually tied. Stephon Diggs getting $24 million a year, and that's tied with DK Metcalf getting $24 million a year. What you got with them DBs? Well, the cornerbacks, I should say.
You got Jair Alexander getting 21. Your boy, your guy. You got Denzel Ward getting 20 a year. Jalen Ramsey getting 20 a year. Then under him, you got Marlon Humphrey getting 19.
T.
Huh?
You're right. That boy gonna have to play wide receiver.
I'm just saying, the money, anybody can cover, I guess they say. We ain't got to pay for that for real.
Hey, look, scoring a touchdown is more valuable than preventing a touchdown.
I'm just saying.
That boy might well tell them folks, look at man. Fuck that shit. Yep. I know my idol is Deion Sanders, but I got some wiggle on this wide out that he ain't have. Let me go on over here and devote myself to this. I'm gonna learn this route tree. Cause imagine what that number gonna be by the time he get up in that bitch.
Oh, absolutely. Crazy.
I don't know based off this who's up next, like to push the number up. Like who's gonna be the next one in a negotiation?
I don't know CD's status. You didn't say CD, right?
No, T. If them boys, because he been starting to emerge a little bit, in some of the since he complained, the previous week, he been putting up some decent numbers and stuff like that. But like, imagine if the Cowboys somehow win that thing, or they make to the NFC Championship, and CD is like a major part of that. That boy gonna ask for some money. Where is CD? You right? Where is he?
I don't know, because he ought to be. They might have extended him because he was a first rounder, so they might have extended him out. And so really, he ain't.
I don't see him nowhere.
They ain't yet to give him that bag yet. I think they can stretch him out to like 5 years. I think.
I see him down here at $3.5 million a year. That's going.
They're gonna have to pay CD, and I bet Amon-Ra St. Brown won't be too far behind him. They're gonna have to pay him too over there in Detroit. Justin's another one.
Oh Lord, that boy.
So I'm just saying.
No, Trav, look.
There's home for you. It's better to be on the offensive side of the ball.
From a financial standpoint, this show looking like that. All right. Well, let's get back to the game. All right. I agree with you, T. Colorado did some good things. I actually thought they should have won the game.
Right.
I thought they were finna win this game.
Right.
Based on what I was looking at. But once again, that rushing game, when you give up 207 yards on the ground, okay, but you only get 77 yards on the ground. But somehow they still won the goddamn time of possession with that. Somehow, okay. But you made a hell of a point where you said, unlike in other games, and their defense hasn't been good. Let's just be one. Their defense has not been good.
Right.
But they have been able to turn you over.
Right.
Particularly in the games they've won. Like they don't win that TCU game if Travis don't have them picks and they've had pick the Shiloh had a pick six before. Shiloh had numerous forced fumbles. I remember when somebody got a pick. I think the one of them white boy got a pick in the end zone against somebody. Like if you watch that game, their defense, yeah, they be giving up shit on the ground mostly and stuff like that, but they usually get a turnover.
That's right.
And in this game that they could have won, they were not able to turn Arizona over. If they would have got one turnover, just one, they probably would have won this game. And they couldn't get that done. Still, they had more penalties than Arizona, even though Arizona had more penalty yardage. But I don't know. I was thinking about this, and we're gonna talk about this momentarily with Jimbo Fisher and the baggage that motherfucker is getting not to work. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. The assumption though is that this is year one with Prime, and that everything's just up from here, and it is eventually they're gonna be contenders. My question to you is this: do you see it just right now? Just the feeling you get. Do you see it being more like he did at Jack State, where that spring ball was kind of like this? And then, the next two seasons, we had SWAC championships, lost in the Celebration Bowl both times. Or do you see it being more like what Jimbo Fisher did at Texas A&M, where Jimbo Fisher was recruiting? Remember, he had number one recruiting class and had Nick Saban all in his feelings and everything like that. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Jimbo wasn't able to get the dubs. So do you think Prime gonna bring in more Louis, but still not be able to get the dubs like a Jimbo Fisher? Or do you see it probably gonna be on the same arc as what he did at Jack State?
He for me, what the question is, when are they going to the Big 12?
I think it's next year, but why? I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
That's the thing. That was so very well discussed early on. I can't remember when.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it right now. I'm gonna look at it right now.
So I guess the question is, Big 12, the movement looks like 2024. Summer 2024, they're gonna move over there. So be interesting to see what they stack up against in the realigned Big 12 and the new Big 12. I think it's 16 teams. So I personally think Prime will bring he'll bring a really good program in. I don't know if he's gonna be winning Big 12 championships though. I don't know about that one. Because I believe Utah's coming along, ain't it? Ain't they moving?
What?
Ain't they moving with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Utah's coming with them, and Arizona team they just played. So, I don't know. That's
crazy, man.
It is crazy, and it's just so weird. But I think he'll be better. I think he knows what he's got to go fix. If he doesn't, then he's definitely not the coach that people think he is. But I personally think he's gonna have to fix his issues in the interior. That ain't no secret. Sound like the same thing we said when he was at Jackson State, but leave that alone. But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very, very interesting how that turns out. I don't know if he's a title game guy though. I don't know if he's a championship guy yet. I don't see that arc just yet. I mean, I see a lot of talent, but I think he's gonna have to take some pages out of some of his contemporaries like Saban and stuff, where you gonna do it this way because this is what's gonna be successful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if that's less penalties or holding your freaking gap in the interior on defense or whatever it is, like you look at the way Alabama responded and that coaching staff and the way they've done things this year. And I'm just using this as a comparison, kind of because I'm thinking about the Aflac commercials that Saban and Prime do together.
Mm-hmm.
But Saban literally, after that Texas loss, he just said, look, this is how we're going to do it. This is what we're going to do. Well, and then the South Florida game where they didn't play Milroe. But when they went back to Milroe, they are the scariest team to play in the country right now. You don't want that smoke because they know what they're going to go do and they do it well, defensively, offensively. And that's what I see with Colorado. That's what I'm saying about the game yesterday. Colorado didn't look like the team that was flying around on the ball, strips, forcing turnovers, doing things to, mix it up. You're outmanned physically. So you got to do something to compensate for that. You know what I'm saying? So if it's punching the ball out when you wrap them up, team tackling, whatever the case may be, playing as a unit, I didn't see that yesterday. So he got a lot of work to do. Got plenty of work to do. He know it.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's definitely not sustainable having Shedeur Sanders being your leading rusher with 29 yards.
No.
That is not fucking sustainable.
No.
So
no way.
Whatever his recruiting plan is, whether it is to bring in, I know he said about getting new linemen, so he's put that out there. Or if he thinks he need to get new backs, or whatever he thinks the case is, where they don't feel comfortable, they don't trust handing the ball off. Savion Wilkerson had 7 carries. Anthony Hankerson had 5 carries. Dylan Edwards had 5 carries. Okay, so whatever the case is, they don't feel strong about running the football. They're going to have to make something shake.
That's true.
If they plan to win big. I know everything is spread out today, but we talked about, we were talking off camera, we're going to get into this a little bit in another segment. You were talking about Georgia and Ole Miss. You brought up Alabama. Yeah, I know what Alabama ended up doing with Tua and everything like that, but the Alabama that was winning, were running that ball through your face, as Beast Mode would say.
Yep.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But real ones, y'all chime in. Let us know what y'all think about Colorado coming up short against Arizona. Put it on something.
Please subscribe to my daddy's YouTube channel because the more subscribers he gets, the more attractive he looks to sponsors. The more attractive he looks to sponsors, the more money he can make. And the more money he can make, the more money he can spend on me.